seriously. Hi, I'm Sam Schaaf. I represent the BGH RNs and I work on 13 South. This is our report for the end of week 2, joint bargaining with Kaleida. The majority of our time has been spent answering questions from Kaleida Help's bargaining team that stemmed from our initial proposals. We also spent a considerable amount of time to seek clarification on items we may wish to propose on in the future. In an effort to be transparent and outline some of the issues we have been discussing over the last 2 days, we wanted to share some of our main themes beyond the largest and major issue of staffing. Temporary downsizing. We have discussed the use of on-call, temporary downsizing, and second call for the ORs and the intent of the language. There has been a mass misuse of the on-call team to finish scheduled cases, and the widespread use of bringing members in to fill a scheduled need and then floating them elsewhere. This is both in the hospital setting and in long-term care. Flexible employees. We discussed how many flex employees each department should have and their use on a regular basis. This led to a proposal to limit flex employees in a department based on the department size. An example would be in departments with 10 or less employees, they would be limited to only 1 flex position. In departments with more than 10 employees, they would be limited to only 2 flex positions. Clinical progression. We've proposed to include additional job titles such as respiratory therapist, nurse practitioners, and physician assistants. Float pay. The continued merging of cost centers has impacted departments with multiple modalities and specialties. By merging multiple modalities in smaller departments into one cost center, it has allowed Kaleida to float people all over, but not require them to pay the required float pay. In history, the term cost center was supposed to only be for budgetary purposes. We have proposed to fix this so it will no longer happen. Floating. Floating continues to be a staff dissatisfier across the system for all job titles. Some of the concerns brought up was CAPD at Buffalo General and the coverage of it by the float pool. Currently, it's being covered by the 9th floor, which has pulled staff and shorted the department as a whole. Floating ancillary staff and nurses throughout the entire facility does not solve the staffing crisis we are in. This is a dangerous practice and shorts their own department, putting patients at risk. Pharmacy benefits. There was a brief conversation regarding the closure of Family Pharmacy at Buffalo General and Millard Suburban. This action led to Kaleida unilaterally discontinuing the $5 copay discount and over-the-counter medications we were able to access at each site. Needs lists and availability lists. There have been major inconsistencies across the system with the use and application of the needs and availability lists across the system. It was suggested by Kaleida to look into the usage of available Chronos features and capabilities for more consistent approach for managing staffing. Kaleida has agreed to our identified issues surrounding the infrequency of the classes being offered for charge and preceptor. This issue has been exacerbated by the high turnover of staff over the last 2 years. In turn, this has led to a lot of responsibility on the long-term employees to train incoming staff while being stretched thin under the current working conditions. Uniforms. Extensive discussion was had around the rollout process of Kaleida-issued uniforms. First-hand accounts were shared regarding the poor quality of the fit of the uniforms. One bargaining committee member shared that they have only received 5 of their 25 pairs that they should have been provided. The items listed above are just scrapes to the top layer of the issues we have covered over the last 2 working days of bargaining. To date, as normally planned, we have only discussed non-economic items at the bargaining table. Once progress has been on the non-economic issues, has been made on the non-economic issues, we will pivot to the economic items, which will include benefits, wages, and retention of staff, just to name a few. As Kaleida begins to reply to proposals and we move forward, we will be sure to share their responses and our plans on moving forward. As a reminder, bargaining is open for all members to attend. Currently, we are bargaining Wednesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. at CIU 1199 on Main Street near St. Mary's School for the Deaf. Thank you for your support. Stay strong, stay united. Solidarity.